Welcome to the Reading the West Book Awards. Tonight, independent booksellers celebrate some of the best books written about or by authors living in the Mountains and Plains Independent Booksellers Association region.
The Booksellers Association represents stores in 14 Western and Midwestern states, a hugely diverse region both geographically and culturally. But the one thing that each of these independent small businesses has in common is the goal to build communities of readers and introduce those readers to books they will love.
Over the past few months, volunteer booksellers from stores across the region read and reviewed over 170 books to select the top 5 titles in 9 different categories. In May, stores asked their customers and fans to vote for their favorites. Tonight, we announced the winners.
Let's get started.
Discovering an exciting new writer is one of the best reasons to visit your local indie bookstore. The extraordinary finalists for debut fiction explore their personal origins through fiction, from India to Oklahoma, Cairo to Texas. Each of these authors push their reader to look at the world with fresh eyes. Finalists for debut fiction are Country of Origin by Dalia Azim, published by A Strange Object. The Last Karanakwas by Kimberly Garza, published by Henry Holt & Company. Calling for a Blanket Dance by Oscar Hoquea, published by Algonquin Books. The Immortal King Rao by Bohini Vara, published by W.W. Norton & Company. Perish by LaToya Watkins, published by Little Reparations Books. And the winner is Calling for a Blanket Dance by Oscar Hoquea, published by Algonquin Books.
Siot Tohij. My name is Oscar Hoquea, and I wrote Calling for a Blanket Dance, the debut fiction winner for the Reading the West Award. It's about a young man, Everett Guimasato, and his search for strength in his familial identity. The novel follows Ever as he traverses his Cherokee, Kiowa, and Mexican communities in Oklahoma, where he learns to overcome hardships through the guidance of a closely knit family. When you close the final pages on Everett Guimasato's life, you'll walk away uplifted by the spirit of so many indigenous people surrounding each other in resilience and hope, forging a brighter future for generations to come. I'd like to thank Mountains and Plains Independent Booksellers Association for bestowing upon me this prestigious award. I can't express enough how honored I am. And I'd also like to honor my fellow finalists. I'm lucky to be listed alongside such talented writers. Thank you to my agent, Ali Levick, and editor, Kathy Parise, for giving me space and direction needed to bring my debut novel to its fullest potential. I'll be forever in their debt. I'd like to give a special thank you to all the educators who guided my development. I've had fantastic mentors, and I wouldn't be where I am without them. I'm honored today and humbled and grateful to receive this wonderful award from such an esteemed organization. Wado.
Exploring the universal challenges of growing up, the books on our young readers shortlist allow readers to see themselves and empathize with others, whether they're reading about 1880s Colorado or modern-day Honduras. The finalists for young readers are 10 Mile by Sandra Dallas, published by Sleeping Bear Press. Miss Quinces by Kat Fajardo, published by Scholastic Graphics. Tumble by Celia C. Perez, published by Penguin Young Readers Coquila. The River Between Hearts by Heather Mateus Sappenfield, published by Fitzroy Books. Worcester by Jennifer Ziegler, published by Holiday House Margaret Ferguson Books. And the winner is The River Between Hearts by Heather Mateus Sappenfield, published by Fitzroy Books.
I'm Heather Mateus Sappenfield, author of The River Between Hearts. It's the story of Ril, whose father is stolen by the river. While everyone around her insists he's gone, she insists he's still coming home. When she discovers her classmate Perla hiding in a treehouse because her parents have been deported, the two form an unlikely bond that leads to an adventure, and that tests their understanding of themselves, each other, and the world. Ultimately, it opens doors to unexpected healing. The genesis of this novel lies, and things I witnessed when I was teaching high school here in the Vail Valley. I wrote Real Story to honor the complexity of this place I live, but also the complexity of my state and the West. It's my love song to our region, and so this award means so, so much to me. Thank you, MPIBA. Thank you also to my amazing publisher, Fitzroy Books, to Books Forward PR, and especially to my former students who helped me get the details of Perilous Life right. And thank you, amazing indie bookstore folk who connect us authors every day with readers. Besos y abrazos.
These 4 cookbooks celebrate the heritage and history of their respective regions, savor the tastes and culture of each of those regions without ever leaving home. Fun and flavorsome, each of these books will surely inspire the cook in your kitchen. The finalists for Eating the West are Hot Diggity Dog by Eliza Cross, published by Gibbs Smith. The Tombstone Cookbook by Sherry Monahan, published by Two Dot. Cowgirls Cook for the Great Outdoors by Jill Charlotte Stanford and Robin Betty Johnson, published by Two Dot. And The Big Texas Cookbook by the editors of Texas Monthly, published by Harper Wave. And the winner is The Big Texas Cookbook by the editors of Texas Monthly, published by Harper Wave.
Hello from Austin, Texas. I'm so delighted to be accepting this award for Texas Monthly. Texas is a big state, so we had a lot of cooks in this kitchen, so to speak. Thank you to my collaborator, Paula Forbes, who wrangled the chefs and tested and retested all of the recipes. Thank you to our editor-in-chief, Dan Goodgame, who got this ball rolling. Anna Walsh, our director of editorial operations, who held my hand many times, as did our agent, Amy Hughes. Everyone at Harper Wave was so wonderful to work with. I'm so grateful to all the chefs and the home cooks who contributed recipes, as well as the wonderful writers who really brought everything to life with their beautiful essays. Thank you so much, Reading the West. This is really such an honor.
The American West has a deep and rich heritage of poetry. Exciting emerging poets and seasoned voices top the list for this year's Poetry Award.
The finalists for poetry are Ancestor of Fire by Aaron Abeta, published by Lithic Press, Golden Axe by Rio Cortez, published by Penguin Books, Weaving Sundown in a Scarlet Light by Joey Harjo, published by W. W. Norton and Company, Owl Poems by Zach Lively, published by Casa Urraca Press, and Dream Drawings by N. Scott Momaday, published by Harper Perennial.
And the winner is Weaving Sundown in a Scarlet Light by Joey Harjo, published by W. W. Norton and Company.
And Jay Stongo. I'm Joy Harjo, speaking to you from the Muskogee Creek Nation Reservation here in Oklahoma, alongside the Arkansas River. The Arkansas River, a road that, much like our highways, it's an old highway. And thank you so much, Mountains and Plains Booksellers, for this award. It means a lot to me, to the press. Norton, thank you, Norton, for taking care of me all these years, and especially my editor, Jill Bialowski, who I've worked with about 30 years, and my agent, Jen Ah. Thank you, too, for the readers, for the readers of poetry, the listeners. And thank you for booksellers, bookstores, those who carry and help take care of the stories, and which is also taking care of cultures. This book came about when I realized that it had been 50 years since I published my first poems in actually in a student literary magazine at the University of New Mexico, the Thunderbird magazine. And now, all these years later, I'm still, I guess still moved and still in awe of this gift of life, this road of life, which, as we know, is challenging and terrible and so beautiful at the same time. So, Meadow, thank you.
The amazing finalists in our young adult category are filled with fairy tale fantasies, haunting frights, nurturing families, teen romances, music, humor, high-stakes shenanigans, and so much more. The finalists for young adult are Oz Are on Fire by Olivia Abtahi, published by Penguin Young Readers, Nancy Paulson Books. Ace is Wild by Amanda DeWitt, published by Peachtree Teen. Abuela, Don't Forget Me by Rex Ogle, published by W.W. Norton and Company. Man-Made Monsters by Andrea L. Rogers, published by Levine Querido. The Bone Spindle by Leslie Vedder, published by Penguin Teen Razorbill. And the winner is Abuela, Don't Forget Me by Rex Ogle, published by W.W. Norton and Company.
Howdy folks, I am Rex Ogle, the author of Abuela, Don't Forget Me, the winner of the Reading the West Book Award for Young Adult Literature. 10 years ago, my Abuela developed dementia. Watching her begin to lose her memories was both horrible and heartbreaking. I didn't know what to do, but I knew I wanted to do something to honor her. So I began to write down everything I remembered about all the ways she had impacted my life. My memoir in verse, Abuela, Don't Forget Me, is a coming-of-age story about a childhood marked by violence and dysfunction, yet celebrates the powerful presence of the woman I could always count on. To give me warm hugs and ear kisses, to teach me precious words in Spanish, and to offer safety when darkness closed in. It is very much a love letter to the very special person who always encouraged me to be a better version of myself, and took me to the bookstores pretty often. I want to offer my gratitude to the Mountains and Plains Independent Bookseller Association, and to all of you booksellers out there making a difference. Just like my Abuela, you change lives for the better. Keep up the amazing work. Thank you.
Identity and place lay at the heart of each of the 5 finalists for Best Memoir or Biography. These unflinching personal explorations entertain, challenge, and inspire each of their readers. The finalists for Memoir and Biography are When I Was Red Clay by Jonathan T. Bailey, published by Torrey House Press. Boys and Oil by Taylor Broadby, published by W.W. Norton and Company. Cheapland, Colorado by Ted Conover, published by Alfred A. Knopf. Half Lit by Lightning by David Marinus, published by Simon & Schuster. And Feels Like Home by Linda Ronstadt and Lawrence Downs, published by Heyday Books. And the winner is When I Was Red Clay by Jonathan T. Bailey, published by Torrey House Press.
My name is Jonathan T. Bailey, and I'm the author of When I Was Red Clay, A Journey of Identity, Healing, and Wonder. This is in many ways a tool for me to navigate my own trauma from being gay, growing up in rural Utah, to a devout Mormon household, and how wilderness and its many inhabitants guided me to a more centered existence. It has truly been a privilege to have received so much love and support for this book, and I'm especially grateful to the Mountains and Plains Independent Booksellers Association for this honor. I'm also grateful to my boyfriend for helping me through this process, and the long list of people who helped make this book possible. I'm also thankful to Torrey House Press for taking this journey with me and being an incredible group of people who are so committed to telling and retelling the stories that make clear what the West was and what the new West will be. Thank you.
Putting words and illustrations together casts a spell that can inspire a lifelong love of reading and learning. The authors and illustrators at the top of this year's award list have made the best kind of magic to make us laugh, think, and learn. The finalists for picture books are Monsters in the Briny by Lynn Becker, illustrated by Scott Brundage, published by Sleeping Bear Press. I'm Not Missing by Cashel Gorley, illustrated by Skylar Hogan, published by Little Bee Books. Brave Every Day by Trudy Ludwig, illustrated by Patrice Barton, published by Alfred A. Knopf Books for young readers. Armadillo Antics by Bill Martin Jr. and Michael Sampson, illustrated by Natalie Beauvoir, published by Brown Books Kids. Dark on Light by Diane White, illustrated by Felicita Sala, published by Beach Lane Books. And the winner is Brave Every Day by Trudy Ludwig, illustrated by Patrice Barton, published by Alfred A. Knopf Books for young readers.
Wow, wow, wow. I am so honored and thrilled that Brave Every Day was awarded the Reading the West Picture Book Award when there were so many amazing stories that were under consideration. I am completely blown away. I can't thank you enough. You readers and booksellers really rock. I wrote this story because I wanted to share with young readers that we warriors are a lot braver than we think. In fact, we are so brave because we have to go beyond our comfort zone every single day to do what needs to be done. And in order to do that, we really show that our heart is bigger than our fears. I want to give a special thanks to Catherine Harrison, my amazing editor at Random House Children's Books, along with art director Sarah Hawkinson. And another special thank you to Patrice Barton, who made my words come alive with her amazing and poignant illustrations. And I also want to thank the Mountains and Plains Independent Booksellers Association for your wonderful support of not only my work, but other authors and illustrators' works. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Patrice Barton, the illustrator of Brave Every Day, the picture book winner of the Reading the West Awards. Congratulations to all the nominees and winners of this award. It's an honor to be in your company. I'd like to thank the Mountains and Plains Independent Booksellers Association for this honor. I'd also like to thank Trudy Ludwig for sharing her delightful stories, which gave me an opportunity to illustrate them. A thank you for the team at Knopf who helped make Brave Every Day shine, especially my art director, Sarah Hoganson, and editor, Catherine Harrison. Another big thank you to my wonderful agent, Christy Tago of the CAD Agency. And a special thank you from the bottom of my heart to all the readers and booksellers who voted for Brave Every Day. Remember, we're all brave, even though we might not know it yet.
Ancient Rock Art on the Colorado Plateau, the epic story of animals and people in America, a PhD's exploration of the mind of visual thinkers, the women who helped make the American West, an undiscovered family of serial killers. Nonfiction about the West has never been so fascinating. The finalists for nonfiction are Tracing Time by Craig Childs, published by Torrey House Press, Wild New World by Dan Flores, published by W.W. Norton and Company, Visual Thinking by Temple Grandin, published by Riverhead Books, Bravehearted by Katie Hickman, published by Spiegel and Grau, and Hell's Half Acre by Susan Jonasis, published by Penguin Books. And the winner is Tracing Time by Craig Childs, published by Torrey House Press.
Hi, I'm Craig Childs. I wrote Tracing Time, Seasons of Rock Art on the Colorado Plateau. And this is with Torrey House Press. It won the Nonfiction Award for Reading the West this year, which I'm very excited about. I wrote this book because here on the Colorado Plateau, there are ancestral images, indigenous images, all over certain places where you see hundreds of different images on a rock face, and you can't go through this landscape without encountering this. And so I wrote this book to reference this, to say, okay, what are we looking at? I'm talking to people from Zuni, from Hopi, I'm talking to archaeologists, people who are obsessed with rock art, and I'm not necessarily looking for the meaning of individual images, although I get into that a little bit. Really, I'm looking for the larger cultural context. What does this mean to live in a landscape that has writing all over it, that has ancient stories, songs, hunting scenes? How do these relate to each other? What is the overall picture? And what does it mean to live in a place like this that's covered with ancient literature? So that's why I wrote Tracing Time, and I am very glad that it's got the Reading the West Award.
The astonishing range of novels in this year's fiction category include literary fiction, noir crime, historical fiction, and sci-fi. All 5 books have been popular sellers throughout the region, but there can only be one winner.
The finalists for fiction are Upgrade by Blake Crouch, published by Ballantine Books; Woman of Light by Kali Fajardo Anstein, published by One World; The Devil Takes You Home by Gabino Iglesias, published by Mulholland Books; Gilded Mountain by Kate Manning, published by Scribner; Dinosaurs by Lydia Millett, published by W.W. Norton Company.
And the winner is Woman of Light by Kali Fajardo Anstein,
published by One World.
I'm Kali Fajardo Anstein, this year's proud winner of Reading the West in fiction from the Mountains and Plains Independent Booksellers Association. As a former bookseller myself, I am so deeply honored to win this award for Woman of Light. You all have uplifted this novel beyond my wildest dreams. You made it a bestseller, you shared it in your communities, and you've continued to share it now in paperback. I am so deeply honored to be a writer of the West. Whether I'm teaching in Texas, writing in Colorado, or Wyoming, you all have my heart, and you've supported my career from the very beginning. Thank you to my fans and my readers and the booksellers who have created more readers for my books than ever before. Thank you to my publisher, One World, and my literary agent, Julia Masnick, and my team at Random House.
Congratulations to all the nominees and our winners.
Thanks to everyone who read the books and supported their favorites by voting.
Keep shopping and supporting independent booksellers wherever you live.
We'll see you at the bookstore.